Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're going to be taking a first look at a game that I came across when it came out several months ago, but haven't really played much at all. And that game is called Death Trader Cold War. It is a game which basically puts you in charge of your own arms trading company as you attempt to navigate through the Cold War and make money selling weapons to various conflicts. And that's about all you need to know, I think. So let's go ahead and jump in with a new game. And yeah, we're going to skip the tutorial. I have played like 30 or 40 minutes, and that's all you really need to know to get through the tutorial. You can see here the game is currently paused. The game starts on January 1st of 1960. You start the game with one aircraft, a cargo aircraft here. It is located in France, and it has a total capacity of 38,000, I don't know if it's pounds or whatever. It costs $72 per day for its upkeep, and it is an HOX A111. You start the game with $20,000, which doesn't seem a lot when it comes to trading weapons in wars, but frankly, it's actually more than you need, probably. Let's zoom in here. You can see this little green dot represents where our aircraft is. You can see there are different icons on the map, which are relevant to the types of vehicles that you're transporting your arms in. So we're currently located at Chalon Air Base. We can click on our aircraft over here on the right, and then we can click on Ildeberg Air Base in Germany if we want to fly somewhere. And if you see that, we pause and unpause, and then basically a day we're in southern Germany. So that's essentially how you move around the map, at least within non-conflict nations. Let's go ahead and take a look at buying weapons here. So we're now in Germany. If we want to buy weapons in Germany, we just click on the map, and you can see here it's West Germany. We currently have relations with the military at level 10. The higher these relations are, the more variety of weapons you can sell to combatants. So right now, because we are basically a nobody who's looking at buying weapons, all we can do is buy assault rifles right now. And this isn't any official relationship with the government in this game. In fact, it is just basically bad actors in the military. So I don't know how we have our relations or our connections with these folks, but somehow we have people in the military who are willing to sell us either surplus military hardware or something. You can see here that there are firearms. There's two other things we can buy here in Germany. One of them is a Handymax cargo ship, and one of them is a small bulk carrier cargo ship. So they're both cargo ships. They're both new modes of transportation. We're not going to be buying either of those right now. The only actual weaponry we can buy is these 1960s German assault rifles. It is an automatic weapon. It weighs 5 pounds, or whatever this 5 means, and it costs $13 for us to buy. The other factor here, in addition to relations with the military, which, by the way, you can increase by bribing the military, it's basically $10,000 increases your relations with these folks by 10. The higher you get, the more weapons that you open up to yourself. With that being said, it is a uniform price, I think, across all countries, so worth keeping that in mind. The other thing here is the attention of secret services. So as you buy more weapons from a country, you're buying weapons illicitly, remember. So as you're buying these weapons, you're going to rise to the top of the secret services attention. And what you can do is you can, once this moves up from 0 to something, you can spend money to bribe the secret service to get their attention focused elsewhere. Or you can actually be locked out of selling in a country because you're a known wanted arms dealer or criminal. I don't know if there's any way to get arrested. I haven't played far enough to see that, but I do know if you get up over 100, a warrant is issued for your arrest and you can no longer purchase weapons in a given country. I don't know what these stars represent. I'm guessing it's the quality of the weapon, but I could be wrong. And as I understand it, just looking at the Steam achievements, you can actually impact and change the course of various conflicts that occur throughout the Cold War based on who you support, how many weapons you provide, and how that impacts the conflict. With that being said, let's go ahead and purchase some weapons here. So you can purchase them in increments of 1 or 2, but you can also hit the shift key to buy 100, or you can shift the control key to buy 10. I think those are the only I don't know, the tooltip comes up. Control shift is 1,000. Okay. So, and actually, assault rifles are cheap, so we can just immediately get in there and buy basically our max number which is $20,000 worth, which is what? How many weapons is that? It is 1,530 assault weapons. You can see here buying this is going to cost us $19,889. The total weight is going to be 7,650 pounds out of a total capacity of 38,000 on our plane. And the attention that it's going to bring to us is 7.65. Ironic, 7.65. But that doesn't really matter yet. So we're going to go ahead and buy that, and it is immediately loaded onto our HOX A111. And now we need to find a conflict to sell these in. It is January 1st of 1960. The map doesn't really let you scroll around, which is a little bit frustrating. But you can see here there are 3 or 4 conflicts. There's one in Laos, there's one in Burma, there's one in Pakistan, and there's one in South Sudan. So let's go ahead and click on the South Sudan conflict. You can see this conflict is between the Republic of Sudan and the South Sudanese Liberation Movement. We have a 50 reputation with both sides, which basically means their willingness to trade with us. And I don't know if this arrow represents the direction of the conflict or if this represents a reputation. I think reputation and these bars up here are different. I think the bars represent who's winning the war. The reputation represents who is favorably disposed to doing business with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on our aircraft here, and then we're going to click on the conflict, and then just like that, it's going to fly us there. You can see this arrow. We'll go ahead and hit play, and you'll see our aircraft will quickly fly to the South Sudan with its cargo. Okay, so it is... Oh, fuck. I didn't... That's weird. My aircraft was sold. Huh. Well, I'm not sure what's up with that. I guess we gotta buy another aircraft. I don't even know where our aircraft came from. Now we gotta buy this shitty smaller one. British transport aircraft? What about American transport aircraft? Okay. We'll buy an American transport aircraft for $725. That seems a little bit laughable, but okay. Let's try buying some assault weapons, American assault weapons. Actually, we're going to buy some machine guns. Those look like M60s. Alright, so we'll buy 790 of them, and then we're going to fly our aircraft to South Sudan. No. Yes, we'll fly our aircraft to South Sudan. What? Why am I selling? I didn't choose to sell the aircraft, did I? What am I screwing up here? I've played this for like 30 minutes and I haven't had these issues before. The good thing is I'm not getting like a used car penalty. Alright, so click on this. Are we actually flying there now, or are we going to sell the damn thing again? That's weird. I did have one crash when I first booted the game up, so I'm wondering if maybe there's some... It sold it again! What the fuck? Are we, like, selling our entire cargo when we get there? Is that the deal? I'm not really sure what the deal is there. Alright, let's try that one. One more time. We're going to fly there. In transit. I really want to be able to show how the game works. Alright, so we're in South Sudan. So now we can click on the conflict here, and we can see that there are assault rifles that are desired by the folks here in South Sudan, and the rebels, which basically will take anything. They have preferred weapons. I don't really know if that matters. That may just impact their willingness to pay a premium, but I'm sure they want some assault rifles, right? Or some machine guns. So we have... How many do we have? 500 of them? 511 of them. And we're currently selling them at $25 a weapon, which I believe is what we bought them for. We can increase the price, but every time we increase the price, our chance of making a deal will go down. You can see here the margin is causing them to say, hey, listen, it's too expensive. But we can actually go ahead and just kind of keep bringing this up all the way until it gets to 0. If it drops below 0, you can't sell the weapons to the country, but you can sell it for anything up to chance of making a deal 0. If you try and go above it, it'll move into the negatives, which prevent you from selling. So we'll sell these machine guns, these 511 machine guns, for $75 each, which will bring us $38,000 in revenue. And just like that, we've got $40,000. So now here's our aircraft here. We're going to go ahead and fly our aircraft to... Where do we want to fly it to? Let's fly to Israel. Israel's nice and close, the -22 base. And just like that, we're already in Israel. So now if we go back to Israel here, we can see that we've got Uzis. Uzis are kind of cool looking, but it's just kind of a 1950s era Israeli automatic weapon, a submachine gun. And it is cheap. It's only $13, so we can actually buy a lot more of these things. Almost maxed our budget out there. And then we can go ahead and buy it. Click the aircraft again. And fly back to South Sudan. I did it again! I didn't tell it to sell. What the fuck? Ugh. I gotta go buy another goddamn plane. Just gonna buy French machine guns. The annoying thing, too, is that does impact my reputation, I think, buying, Alright, so we're gonna fly again. I know this is gonna come off as really, really buggy right now. I've never had it be this frequently an issue. Oh, what the fuck? I kind of wonder if the aircraft being sold, because I definitely didn't tell it to be sold, has something to do with the conflict. Like, is it because you're in a conflict zone? But if that was the case, I wouldn't think that the game would say, oh yeah, you get your money for all of the weapons. Like, why would they steal my aircraft if they're going to pay me for the weapons and the aircraft? Because it's not really setting me back at all. It's just acting like the game thought I clicked something that I didn't. Which is kind of weird. Because, like, I'm literally not clicking on anything right now. So now we're here. And we'll sell our weapons to the Republic of Sudan. And it sold it again. I didn't do anything. What the fuck? It sold it for $42,000. Will it still let me sell this at a profit? Because they already gave me my money back. Yeah, I double dealt. Somehow I sold the aircraft. What the fuck? Okay, guys, this game may not be ready for prime time. Let's kind of keep playing and see what happens here, but this is weird as fuck. What if we go to... Let's see what they've got in Russia. Let's buy some Russian aircraft and weaponry. Good old $520 airliner. Who would have thunk it? Hey, we can carry a lot of fucking AKs. Damn, these weapons are... Oh, I guess that's because I just have more money. I was like, these weapons are cheap. No, I just have $170,000 already. Okay. Alright. So maybe if we fly from the Soviet Union, we won't sell our aircraft. And there it goes. There she's gone again. Let me try and reload this game, guys, and I'll see if I have the same problem. Alright, so we're going to try again. We're continuing the game, but we're going to try... I turned the computer off, or turn the game off and turn it back on. So maybe that will be all we need. This Soviet aircraft does carry a lot of fucking cargo, though. Let's see here. We're flying from the south. We're actually flying from in modern-day Kazakhstan. Oh no, we're wanted in the USSR. We can no longer operate there. All right, so we're gonna sell to the Republic of Sudan. We'll sell all 6,000 of our weapons. We can, and let's jack up the price to these government folks. $99 per AK. We bought them for like 25. So there we go. We've got a lot of money. Unfortunately, we can no longer operate in Russia by the looks of it. Let's fly back there. Let's see if they arrest us. So we landed there. Attention of Secret Service is 125. But you can see here we can spend money. We can... Oh, wow. Each time we bribe them, the cost to bribe them goes up. But I'm not actually spending that money. Look at this. Look at... So literally, I just bribed them to the relations of 60, relations of 70, and up here, there's no corresponding deduction of money. Okay. I love the concept of this game, but it's kind of maybe flawed in its execution. The Soviets let you buy landmines. They let you buy anti-aircraft guns, Soviet howitzers. These are freaking awesome. I mean, there's no way I can transport a lot of this stuff like Soviet tanks and APCs by sea, but it's still kind of a cool concept. We're going to have to fly to China now because we've got no access to the USSR because we bought too many AK-47s. Someone in the Kremlin was saying, "Wait a minute, where are all these weapons going?" Looks like the only stuff we can buy here. But again, why not bribe them? Because it's costing me $1,000 up here. It's supposed to be costing me $160,000. It's costing me $1,000. So just like that, I've bribed the Chinese into basically just letting me buy tanks. But hey, we're gonna buy a bunch of assault rifles. We've got 65,000. We can fit, I guess, 65 or 5,000 of these things on our aircraft. And you can see up here the attention to the Secret Service is up to 25. So all I have to do is pay $500 and bribe them down. Apparently they're very cheap. All right, let's fly back to the Sudan because I feel invested now in making sure that the right side, wins the Sudanese civil war, which I really don't know a lot about, but these are all historical conflicts based on time frame, is my understanding. So we're going to go ahead and we can see here that 60% Republic of Sudan. It does seem to mirror our reputation, actually, but it's swinging in one direction. So maybe that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that doesn't actually impact whether they win the war or not. In any event, we're selling them for $43. The price has come down a bit, so the more weapons you sell to a country, the less they're willing to pay for it. I'm assuming it's supposed to represent some sort of supply and demand value there. It could, yeah, I guess. It's not even reputation-based. So we'll drop it to 43. Go ahead and sell these weapons for $210,000, and you see our reputation goes up. Now, one of the other things you need to factor in is when you sell weapons to one side, that side likes you, the other side likes you less. So the more weapons you sell to one side, the less likely the other side will like you, and they may not be willing to buy weapons from you if they don't like you. So that's something you've kind of got to think about. In addition to that, the game also you can sell to both sides though, so that's kind of interesting. And as I've already mentioned, the game does allow you to influence conflicts. I'm not quite sure how that works, but I do see in the Steam achievements where you can like prop up, certain types of governments. Let's do this. Since I feel like we've got enough money, let's buy a second aircraft. So we're going to have 2 aircraft in our arsenal. We're going to go ahead and pay down the Americans, also just $500, those cheap Americans. And then we're going to bribe the Americans up because why the hell not? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and let's see how many Claymore mines. Let's do this. Let's buy, like, oh, can't. Let's buy... How much can this one face? 21,000? So we're going to buy enough to cram full one of these transports. So this guy is going to fly to South Sudan. Meanwhile, where's this one? He's over here. Can we fit claymores on here? They're only 2 pounds. Nice. So we're going to fit a bunch of landmines because we're... Oh my god, we can buy 10,000 landmines. All right, let's buy 10,000 landmines. First, let's pay down these guys. Oh, the Americans are pissed. We bought so many landmines. They're like, wait a minute. You can't do business here anymore. All right, so let's fly our 10,000 landmines to Sudan. Meanwhile, our other aircraft is already in Sudan. How the fuck? All right, let's go ahead and sell our weapons. So we're going to sell these guys at a premium. We're going to sell all of the ones we have. $74 per weapon, $73 per weapon. We'll get 74. So that'll give us $140,000. They're really going to like us. Then we're going to go ahead and switch over our other transport, which apparently they don't want landmines all that badly, although maybe it's just because they're low on money because of our last weapons order. We're going to sell them 9,000 of the damn things. I don't think it's money, though, because as I increased the quantity, it didn't really change their likelihood of making a deal in any event. And also the other thing is, like, you can tell, like, each day their chance of making a deal might go up. So I don't know if that's supposed to reflect the need, again, supply-demand, or if it's supposed to reflect something else. There is a limit to which that will go up. It'll only go up so much. At some point, it'll stop going up. Seems to be going up 3 per day, but whatever. Now it's like, why don't you just wait? Each day is the equivalent of like 30 grand more that we make, and our aircraft only cost like 120 per day total upkeep, so. But you can see here how when you start trading in larger quantities, the assault rifles are one thing, but when you start trading in larger quantities, you can rapidly make a country not like you. So, I'm going to have over $1 million here. I'm just curious what the upper limit is on the pricing of these things. Alright, I'll just sell them. So we now have $1.4 million, folks. We can't go in America. We can't go in the Soviet Union, though. And China doesn't have a lot of advanced weaponry to sell us. So we're going to fly 2 different aircraft to 2 different countries. Can you fit a tank on an aircraft? Does not look like it. So let's just buy a shit ton of assault weapons. And we'll bribe down the Chinese. The Chinese seem less... What just happened? The Republic of Sudan achieves a victory, so I guess they got to 100% and won their war. Let's fly to Pakistan now. Meanwhile, these guys here in France... You can pause the game, too, by the way. These guys here in France, I guess we're just gonna... What happens if we increase the military? The French can like us up to 90%. Wow. And then they can give us some APCs. What are these? IFVs and armored cars. We might also want to start considering getting some ships. But, what just happened? A new conflict. South Kasai Uprising. Alright. So these guys are going to fly to Pakistan as well. Why can't I click on this country? Whatever. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna... Should we side with the Bakalasistan Liberation Front, or do we side with Pakistan? I guess we'll side with Pakistan. Mainly just because I'm a conformist, and I'm all cool with supporting the standing government. Alright, so we're gonna sell 3,000 machine guns to them for $250,000, and then we're gonna sell... Oh, they don't want any assault rifles. What if we do this? What if we sell these assault rifles to the other side? Because, hey, if you weren't willing to pay me, I'll pay the other guy. We're gonna sell 5,000 assault rifles to the other side for $190,000. So we've sold weapons to both sides. I think the machine guns will probably make a bigger difference, but you never know. Alright, so we're going to fly back here. Can we go back to the Soviet Union yet? Because they seemed interesting. Can we buy weapons here yet? No? We still can't... We can't improve relations? I wonder, is there a point where I can, like, buy... I'm curious if there's a point where I can, like, buy... What do you call it? Nuclear weapons. So let's do this. Let's buy a Handymax cargo ship. $650,000, but we got the freaking money. So we'll do that. Meanwhile, go ahead and buy a bunch of assault weapons. Pay down them. This guy is going to sail to somewhere. Can he sail to China? He's going to sail to Shanghai because it's only the... I think the only major country with a big port that we can actually still do business in. Kaliningrad, no, that's in the Soviet Union. And these guys are going to fly to here. Okay. So they're 20,000 weapons. Let's go to the Kasagai Uprising. I think one of the achievements is actually like, can you keep the Portuguese Empire together? British machine gun. I'm just using round numbers because it's easier. Alright. cargo ship is still in transit. So let's, do we want to sell to the Republic of Congo or the South Kasagay group? Alright, well if you don't have money, then we're gonna gladly sell to the other side. And we'll give them 3,000 machine guns. Alright. The cargo ship has arrived in port. So as you can see here, you can rapidly end up building a empire when it comes to these kind of things. We can buy 1,000 tanks! We can buy 1,000 tanks! Oh my god! We can't afford 2,000 tanks, nor can we fit them on our ship. Looks like the limit is about 500,000 ton, or well, I don't even can't tell, like 5 million pounds. It's a big weight limit. We've got enough money though to fill this thing full of tanks. We're gonna buy one. Okay, that's crazy. 1,000 tanks fitting on a single ship? Yeah, I don't think so. But in any event, apparently selling 1,000 tanks only makes, you know, people just perfectly happy to work with you. There's no ports here, as far as I can tell, in Africa that I can go to. So I think I'll have to go to the either one of the Burmese Civil War or one of these other conflicts. Meanwhile, France, what do I want to buy? Wow. Let's buy assault rifles, because that's what I like to buy. And in England, let's buy... Wait. Are both my aircraft in France? Oh, they are. Alright, we're just going to buy a shit ton of machine guns. Meanwhile, our cargo ship has arrived. So the game doesn't seem to be crashing now. So that's good for us. Or it's not forcing me to sell things. Alright, so we've got tanks. Nobody wants our tanks. Or at least they're not the preferred weapons, which I'm assuming impacts how much someone's willing to pay you. So there's that. So we're actually going to be selling weapons in 3 different conflicts here. So we're going to sell these tanks at a relatively good markup. I feel like assault weapons are actually the best ROI in terms of the percent that you can sell above what you actually purchase it for. Did I just sell? I just sold the transport. I don't think I hit the button to sell it, but it just sold it. But I still have the tanks, apparently, so I sold it for 1.7 million. Now I can make another 1 million. Again, this feels bugged. If the transport was really sold, then why is it letting me sell its weapons a second time? Alright, we'll support the government here. Let's see. They've got a lot of money to play with. See, that's like triple our purchase price. So that's what makes me feel like this game doesn't really know what it's doing. There's also no like uniform like here's how much everything is worth on the global market, which makes like trying to go to different countries a little bit more difficult. But anyway, guys, this was really just intended as a first look at an interesting concept of a game. First off, like, I didn't even know what I was doing or try, and I've already gone from 20 grand to $303.5 million, so that seems wrong. Some of the concepts are nice, like the Secret Service, your relationships with the military, the fact that different conflicts pop up across the world based on historical conflicts. That's all kind of cool, but the game seems a little, and maybe I'm just playing it wrong, I don't know, but all I'm doing is clicking on things, and I'm not clicking on things like sell your unit. So unless it's got some weird controls, like if you left-click your mouse 3 times, your transport will be sold. This game feels buggy. Also, like, the ability to click on conflicts, sometimes it works flawlessly like that, sometimes not so much. And I just feel like, in general, like, the game really could use a little bit of attention, a little bit of improvement on sort of its mapping of like where my mouse cursor is versus where I'm clicking, or you know, the fact that units just randomly sell themselves sometimes, or if they are being sold because they're being impounded or something, tell me that. Or if they're being impounded, don't give me all the money for the equipment. Like, that seems flawed, unless it's an insurance payout or something, but it's not telling me that either. So this is a really neat concept of a game, but I think I'd probably steer clear of it, at least right now. You know, maybe they'll polish it and work on it a bit more. But yeah, right now this game feels a little bit weird, I guess is the best way to describe it. And not something that I think... I don't even know what the price is, but it's... I bought it a while ago, but it's not... I mean, it's not... I just... Yeah, you probably want to go a different direction with your money right now. Apparently I can get my relations with Israel all the way up to 100, and I still only have one weapon to buy there. Germany only has those weapons. What's the point of spending the money? I guess the relationship with the military also impacts how much they charge you. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's my initial thoughts on this game. It's an interesting little sort of a first look, I think. I do enjoy the concept. I do enjoy the game a bit. But I do think it also has some pretty serious limitations to it at the moment. I like the idea of being able to, like, influence different conflicts based on your relationships and kind of what you sell and all of that. But on the flip side, it's kind of silly because, like, oh, if we sell a lot of weapons, can we end up getting South Vietnam to win the war? Because that doesn't seem right. But I don't know. Where is this? This guy's here. See, now, like, I'm clicking on it. Okay, finally, I've got it. It's just weird. Just weird. All right, here you go, Republic of Congo. Give me some money. And South Kasagay. Wait, I didn't tell him to fly there. I was trying to tell these guys to sell. Oh, wait, these two conflicts are the same. So this Republic of Congo is this large blue square, and these three different sections are different zones in its country. There's two conflicts going on. There's the Confederate Takanga and the South Kasagay. Kasi? It's not Kasagay. There's no G. South Kasai. So there's apparently two separate conflicts going on, and we're supporting... So that would explain why the Congolese government might be a little bit reluctant to buy a shit ton of weapons from us 2 days in a row. In any event, we just sold a lot of weapons to them. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts below, as always. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for tuning in for this sort of initial look at a game called Death Trader Cold War. It is available on Steam if you are so inclined. The link is in the description. But buyer beware, it does seem a little bit unpolished. With that being said, until next time, guys, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out.